We're on book 3, guys. This is what my channel has become. We're just reviewing my really old books. Let's get into the chaos. Also, I just realized that I've been wearing this shirt like over and over again for the past like how many videos. I apologize. If you don't like seeing this shirt, I don't really know if there's something wrong with you or not, because it is a Princess Mononoke shirt from Studio Ghibli from Hot Topic. It's not sponsored, that's not what I meant, but it's a good movie, so calm down. But yes, I'm still wearing the same clothes all the time, so oh well. What can you do? Hello there! Welcome back to my channel. You may call me Miss Introvert, and today we're going to be reading the third book in my series that I wrote when I was a kid, The Warrior Girl. And this one is the third book, and it is by Bitsy Morgan, my pen name. And as you can see, we have new characters. We actually already saw this character once in the first book cover, but we never really got a reveal on who his character was. So I guess you'll get to find out in this book. And then we have a brand new character who's never even been seen before in the book. And yeah, so we'll get to find out what all that is. And then I guess that Paulina's hair grew out a little bit. So yeah, she still has her amazing Warrior Girl dagger. So here we go, let's get into it. The Warrior Girl by Bitsy Morgan. And we have some person, really shining person. I don't know who that is. They have wings. Oh wait, because the fourth book is kind of about that, but I won't spoil it. But it is a sneak peek for the fourth book. I could have said like coming soon on it, but my fans would probably already know what that means if I had any. And then we have little Cindy's magic wand on the first title cover. Introduction. Look at how I made this introduction. It's in a little fancy box, fancy word box. Okay, context. If you haven't seen the first two videos, go watch them. There actually. But I was like 8 or 9 years old when I wrote these, and I was like also getting older, so maybe 10 by now. She can write about whatever she wants to. So yeah, but yes, spelling was not my strongest suit back then. Once there were two girls who were walking with robbers. No. Once there were two girls who were walking and robbers came. A girl came and saved them. They had a lot of adventures. And in this book, the other two girls aren't in this story. They were on a different journey, so just letting you know, they're not in here. So if you want to skip this book, if you like Susan and Cindy so much that you can't stand they're not in the book, then go to the fourth book. But a new girl is with the girl who saved the two other girls. Her name is Ralphia. She was beautiful, and you'll learn more about her in the story. It says learn more about her. Learn more about her in the story. I love giving all of the details before anyone even reads about them. Chapter 1. Two kingdoms were battling together. One kingdom was the one where Paulina lived, and the other was where they were battling against. It was the kingdom of Ralpha. They were cruel to the kingdom of Raya. So I guess the kingdom of Raya is Paulina's kingdom. That was not specified before, but now it is. Newsflash, we have a name for Paulina's kingdom. It is Raya. Anybody who theorized that, I don't know, gets $1 million, not really. And then Ralpha is the kingdom, the mean kingdom, where I'm guessing Ralphie is from. It sounds like her name. One girl whose name was Ralphia didn't like to fight in the kingdom of Raya. Didn't like to fight the kingdom of Raya. She was the princess of Ralpha. No one listened to her, even though she was the princess. She's like, guys, I'm the princess. Can we stop fighting Raya? And they're like, we're not gonna listen to you. Rude. They just didn't want to stop fighting. Paulina, who lived in Raya, didn't want to fight either. She wanted peace so that they could go back to their normal life. So their normal life is when they didn't fight. How did this war start? We don't know. Maybe we get context, maybe we don't. I doubt it though. Do you want to hear about Susan and Cindy? Well, they were locked up in a dungeon. I thought they were on a journey. Maybe they got locked up after going on their journey. They were trying to make peace, but nobody listened again. Come on, guys, use your ears. Paulina wanted to save them. She thought she could maybe save them the next morning, but guards were always blocking the palace doors. Well, in the last book, you just flew over all the bad guys, so can you just do that again? Use your magic sword. Ralphia wanted to make peace, too. She and Paulina had to try to stop the war. So here we have a picture of Paulina and I'm guessing Ralphia, and they're both like in their own little predicaments trying to figure out what to do about their situation. Paulina's like, Susan and Cindy are captured. What am I gonna do? There's always guards blocking. And she looks so mad. She's like, nobody's listening to me. Makes sense. That's mean of them. She's a friggin' princess. I mean, I'm guessing there's either like a king or a queen who's making the rules, who's like above her, because she's just their daughter. But I guess by the time she's queen, she can do whatever she wants. They both went out. And the next morning, they decided to stop the war. The girls both went out the next morning, so I'm guessing they don't know who each other is yet. Unaware that both were on their way to make peace. It was going to take a long time to get there. That night, the girls found a shelter. They're kind of like having simultaneous journeys with a lot of similar coincidences. The next day, they bumped into each other. Paulina pulled out her sword and Ralphia pulled out her bow and arrow that she had. Ralphia asked her if she was from the kingdom of Raya. She said yes, even though she probably shouldn't have. Ralphia put back her bow and arrow and said she didn't really want to fight against her. And Paulina didn't want to either. So they put back their weapons. Here's a picture of Ralphia just being like, hey, I don't want to really fight you. And then like, she's like, you know what? I don't really want to fight you either. So they put their weapons away. And they actually work things out, unlike everybody else who's fighting in the war. Paulina told her about her sisters and how she had to get them. So Ralphia and Paulina were on their way to save the day. So I guess Ralphia stops her goal of going to make peace, and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna help you. Chapter 3. The two girls started on their journey. Paulina knew that there would probably be some danger. Probably. She knew her dragon could hear her from miles away, so she called him. Freaking Dragonborn. She whistled, and then the dragon came. Oh, she whistled. I mean, could that work too? Can you like do like a dragon whistle? Like if you like call a dragon, can you whistle for a dragon as the Dragonborn? I don't know. Probably just look it up. Can you whistle for a dragon if you're the Dragonborn? Somebody look that up and comment down below if you can. This is Skyrim stuff, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Great game, go play it. Ralphia was so scared of the dragon. Paulina told her that she didn't have to be afraid because he would help them get to the faster. Meanwhile, I didn't tell you about him yet. He's the villain of the story. His name was Black Shadow. I'm just like, oh, I forgot to tell you about the main villain of the story. His name is Black Shadow. I know I've had like a bunch of filler villains, but this is the real one. Get ready. He was making the war go on. So Paulina and Ralphia were aware of that. What? Oh, weren't aware of that. I ran out of room right there. It says weren't aware of that. So he sent his army to them because he was like, well, I don't know. So yeah, so here they are. They're traveling kind of like a little freaked out because what if there's danger on the way? She's whistling for her dragon and something's about to happen in chapter 4. Before that, Paulina knew there was something coming. Chapter 4. The girls were careful for danger. They went through the forest that had a few monsters from Black Shadow's army. They didn't know where the army was from. They decided to find out. How do you spell decided? They hid from the next battle, and the army went back to the place where Black Shadow lived. When they got there, they crept to where Black Shadow was working, so they followed the army back, even though they don't know that he's starting this. When he left to see his troops, he's like, hey guys, welcome back. Y'all want some milk and cookies? The girls went to see I don't know where I come up with this stuff. The girls went to see what he was working on. Formulas were on his working table. They broke the formulas, and then the war stopped back in the kingdom, so I guess he was like controlling them with some kind of serum. Well, if they didn't know that he was doing it, what if he was trying to help and he just looks like an ominous villain with like an Emperor Palpatine cape on? I mean, look at this guy. I mean, I'm guessing this is who I'm talking about. But still, he could have been helping, but they just were like, frick that, we're gonna destroy it. When Black Shadow saw this, he was very angry. I would be angry too. He tried to stop them, but the two girls won, and he disappeared because his powers were gone. So here's a picture of the two girls just watching him disappear like, oh dang, we defeated him. Bye. So they traveled back to the kingdom that Susan and Cindy were trapped in. We're on the last chapter now. It was only 5 chapters long. Very easily resolved story. But they never found out if he was actually controlling anyone. I guess they would have once like the fighting stopped, and they probably saw like a correlation in that.
But they had like no reason to defeat him, besides the fact he was attacking them, I guess, later. And then he had an army that was trying to stop him, that's true too. But still, there's a lot of fighting going on. That could have just happened.
There's always theories in the comments section. Chapter 5. The girls came to the kingdom of Ralpha. Since there was no more war, Susan and Cindy were waiting by the door. They were just like, okay, you can let me let out. So I'm just waiting because they're like, oh, it's okay. We don't need a ride. Paulina's gonna come for us. Paulina hugged them. Spelling mistake. So glad because they were safe. Cindy asked why the guards let them out of the dungeon. So they were just like, get out of the dungeon. Get out. Paulina told her that she would have to be ready for a story that night. So, oh yeah, Paulina's always telling them these great stories. Paulina introduced her new friend to them. They thanked her for helping to save them. They said goodbye to Ralphia. Paulina called the dragon, and they all went home. So here's all of them meeting up again. I drew Cindy to be like the tiniest person. She doesn't even have room to be in the picture. Look at how tiny she is compared to Susan. And then here's Ralphia, and then here's Paulina. Paulina told the story about it, but no one knows how he made the war happen, Black Shadow, and no one knows why this happened. No one knows if she killed him or not! Exclamation mark. So they still don't know why he did it, so like maybe there was a good reason for it. Or maybe it was one of those reasons that's still villainous, but there's still like merit behind it for like someone. Oh my gosh. Sorry. The end? Or is it? Dang. Okay, and then we just have some blank pages. That's 3 blank pages. And then of course we have the Mirror Girls with some symbols on here. A star, another star, and like a patch. I wonder what that means. Maybe because she used to be like an orphan, and now she's, I don't know, different phases of her like character development. I don't know, symbolism, art, symbolism. So yeah, that's it. I am so sorry. I saw in the comment section that I shouldn't treat my old books with such carelessness. But now it's on film, so don't come for me. That is it. You probably won't even watch like the end of the video, but if you have, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like and share this video to help grow our introverted writing community. Comment down below what you love about being a fan of a certain fandom, a writer, or an introvert. And of course, comment down below your theories about what's gonna happen in the next book. What did like the first sneak peek tell you on the first page of the book? What do you think's gonna happen? Anything from this book or the last 2 books, you can go watch them, the link in the description. And I will see you all in the next video, or in the next video you watch, or we'll meet in person sometime. If you know me, maybe. Why am I still talking? Stay basic. Okay, bye!